Hello everyone, doing another commentary here. Now that I have the chance, I was thinking maybe I just do a commentary playing the game, but I figured I just kind of want to get my thoughts out there on the mod, and I think it's better if I do it whilst not playing the game, because I'm already rambly enough as is. And playing the game, and then trying to give some cohesive thoughts and stuff. It's not the best mix. But yes, you might have noticed the channel recently just dumped a few random videos of all Mortal Kombat Deception because I got a laptop. I got a laptop on my birthday. Before I didn't have any, I didn't have any sort of computer or anything, so I couldn't do any computer required modding and shit. Any emulation I was doing before was on my phone. Not not optimal. But I mean, I can an ordinary laptop. It can run a 2004 game. And it's been quite the experience. It's been very cool. And version 7 came out the other day. That's pretty big. So yeah, I sort of been playing a lot of it since that update dropped. It's very cool. I just want to dump all my thoughts in because it is very surreal to get a mod like this, and it's sort of it's probably like a year old now. It sort of just started out of nowhere. I mean, Ermaccer already known. I don't know. I don't know if it's Ermaccer or Ermaccer. Ermaccer doesn't sound right. But obviously, it comes from Ermac, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but very cool mod stuff. He makes his mod stuff, right, and he's done it for other games and whatnot. But nothing like this where you're just adding brand new characters and stuff. And I mean, most MK games don't even see that at all. I mean, you get playable NPCs, right, and that's kind of what you get at most, and this mod's sort of gone beyond that. To completing NPCs, are just making entirely new characters, including a character that just wasn't even in a 3D MK. It's quite insane. It is very impressive how this has been achieved. It kind of shows that there is a lot of potential in modding in 3D, which I didn't think there was. That was I was always hopeful that there was some really cool modding stuff you could do, but it went like the 20-year-old game, and you weren't seeing many mods. It was mainly just skin textures or camera mods, or just stuff that makes NPC stuff available. This is just new content, and that is very impressive. Like, from that alone, if there was just one character here, that one character alone would be a very impressive step forward for MK modding in general, but especially 3D era modding. And here we've got, I don't even know, it's 16, 20 characters, and it's not the final version. I don't know how much longer it's going on for. I know Ermaccer has said he'll be adding Noob and Smoke as individual characters, which makes sense. I think why someone see that as a priority when obviously you've already got Noob Smoke, but it does just make sense, especially when those were two characters who were originally meant to just be individually playable. And I think, sure, you've already got Noob and Smoke in this game, but I think it'll be very interesting to see 3D era Smoke and Noob with 3 styles for each of them. I think that's going to be quite nuts. Especially if he gives Noob the Armageddon shurikens. I don't know if he will, because I know Reiko has like custom shurikens, so maybe you can't bring over the Armageddon ones. I don't really know how it works. I'm not going to pretend I know how it works. I'm not going to pretend to know what the limitations are, what's possible, what's not. But a lot of cool stuff's been done with this. I think there's been a lot of, revelations in what free air modding can do. And it is quite exciting. So I do hope this mod goes beyond that. I don't know. Mason said he's going on a break, that he's done this, so he doesn't feel burnt out. And, maybe after the break, he's like, okay, I want to do more than these two characters, right? But he has said that, Noob and Smoke, see the question mark slots, so that'll be for them. Those could very well be the last two characters, and that's it. Which, fair enough. I mean, this feels more than complete, right? You could have just brought in the Deception and Unchained exclusives, put them in, the PS2 version, fully playable. That was impressive enough. Beyond that, I think the big surprise was Sonya, because Sonya sort of came alongside those characters. Despite obviously just being from Daylights, not being in Deception, besides an NPC, which I don't think the NPC really had anything. So it definitely is impressive. It's not like it's stuff from Deception, it's stuff coming from Daylight, stuff coming from Armageddon, and there's just custom moves in general here. It's a very cool mixture of stuff. So yeah, if we start with the characters, there's some other stuff I want to touch up on, but obviously the main thing is you basically got double the roster size. You're doing four slots, 4 characters away from another just full Deception size roster. I mean, Deception, it's 24 slots, 25 characters to Noob Smoke, but that's another thing, duo characters, that could be another thing that's possible. I imagine not. I also don't know what you'd even put in that, besides, more NPC characters like Tremor, and you put them in that role, which that's obviously going to be hard to do in the first place, getting characters like that in a playable way. Tremor in this game is fucking insane. One, he's very overpowered. The rock arms do so much damage. And there's rock arms. It's nuts. This is footage from Mesa's own channel, his own overview. I'll link his channel and stuff. It's just insane moveset. Custom special moves. The rock arms are just custom. The arms, the textures for the arms come from the Armageddon Wasteland, I think. I could be wrong. That's Mataro's shoulder charge, just as a regular special move, not a stance thing. Insane. Very incredible. And he's very fun. It's a very fun character. And it feels polished. It's noticeably a custom character because it's a Scorpion reskin, but playing him, it is just like a proper 3D character. With all the combo branches, and there's a lot of good stuff there. The movesets all feel very well thought out. It's not just what's most accessible. What's this character had before? You're just asset dump stuff the characters had. No, a lot of them do original stuff. 3 do's in a row. And it's sick. I mean, look at this. That is insane. That is insane to have fully playable Tremor in a 3D MK. Of course, one limitation is he's only a Scorpion because we can't make any models. I mean, you can edit the textures. I think that's possible. But I mean, this works. this definitely works. No alternate form, but again, it's just crazy to get him in the game in the first place, so I think that's fine. He definitely passes. I think his alt palette's actually better. I quite like the alt palette. But yeah, also another character with a wrestling stance. Very cool to see. So I mean, yeah, that's just an example. I suppose Tremor's most impressive case, for obvious reasons. There's still a lot of creative, like Serena's here. Of all characters, Draman too, and Draman has the wrestling style and has style branch combos. I mean, I suppose most of the characters that are brought over and are not really, just their Dead Alliance version. They have. Ermaccer will have to make custom Star Ranch combos at the least, and that's not considering any extra stuff like any special moves and whatnot. So it's very cool. It is very cool. So version 7, that is Tremor, Reiko, and Cyrax. Cyrax is definitely an example of a Day Alliance character coming over who's not just a Day Alliance counterpart, which is good. It is such a step up Day Alliance Cyrax, and I actually quite like Day Alliance Cyrax. I know he's kind of infamous for being bottom tier, but he's very good in this game. He gets good damage. He has bomb setups. Those ones scale. But the bomb on its own, because it's so hard to hit, if you do hit it, it doesn't scale at all. So you get insane damage for very little. He's just a very fun character to play as, and a lot stronger than he was in Day Alliance. Pulse Blade here is the straight sword, I believe, and it has its own model. I don't know what the issue was for doing the official Pulse Blade. Sector has that custom version of him too. I don't know what the issue was. It might be a lighting thing. You kind of like the glowing lightsaber effect. That might be it. I know there's some sort of incompatible. The bombs, sorry, says, I've reported for now, I said custom ones. So again, it's very impressive. I don't know how it all works. So yeah, kudos. So I feel like those are two good examples. I think Reiko, the other new character, also pretty rad. Does a lot of original stuff. The MK4 circular teleports back. Well, it doesn't really go in a circle, but it's like just teleports straight to you. In my playthrough playing as Reiko, how I beat Onaga, I use that teleport to get to him before he recovers from the Kamidogu shattering, and that was a very cool moment because like one hit. He also has the teleport slam and the shurikens, which is a regular projectile you can't combo off him, and they're not the ninja styles from Armageddon. And then just his own Star Branch combos. He has the MK4 club, which is Kai's club, and if I recall correctly, it's just Ermaccer axe. How it functions. Of course, with a unique Star Branch attached to it. So yeah, just very creative stuff, very original. And it's a good roster variety because it is almost like pulling all the Day Alliance characters. You've got stuff like Serena, like Rain, Reiko, Tremor of all characters, Sector, who has, like Tournament Edition, has like the palette swap of Day Alliance Cyrax, and he looks very good in that costume. Hope to get the Armageddon alt as a third costume, and that's something I haven't even touched upon. This mod has third costumes now with the version 7 release. If you press square or the equivalent of it on the select screen, there's like a little plus icon on compatible characters' names, the ones who actually have extra costumes. and then you can select them and you get an extra costume. That is another insane breakthrough, exceeding the 2 costume limit. That is kind of nuts. I feel, I mean, obviously I'll wait to see what later versions had. Because right now it's quite minimal. You got like, since there was Tremor, just do the Scorpion ult and basically do your MK3 style palette swaps. Sub-Zero has one too, actually, but you have to press Alt. So he has 4 costumes, which is insane. So yeah, this is not a Day Alliance screenshot. Light Raiden from Day Alliance and Day Alliance Sub-Zero, those are just in the game, as well as the Acid Bath. I can't remember how he got in the game, but the Acid Bath is in the game. On top of the Conquest Doges being selectable in practice. There's also the Frozen Catacombs, which is like a scrap deception stage, which, because of the scrap, it's not interactive, but he restored it, so that's another one. So there's even new stage stuff. Nothing interactive, which is a shame, but I mean, it's impressive enough as is to just get the environment in the game. Tower's also random, which major plus and pretty necessary when you got so many more characters and even a couple extra stages going on. So that's another good quality of life thing. There's just so much to cover. It does so much right. It feels very polished. It feels very complete, and the mod itself isn't done adding stuff. Blaze also has a Player 2 costume. No, not Player 2, just an alt costume, which is based on MK2 Liu Kang, because in the background, him and Hornbuckle would always see Liu Kang palette swaps. And also, yeah, Monster, coloured to be like a Scorpion ult. So I think he had this under the mindset that he's restoring Scorpion's old alternate, because you don't have Monster for Deception Conquest NPC. His model was just going to be a Scorpion alt costume, but I guess they chose the more classic style, safer costume instead. So he basically just did what it would have looked like if it was an actual Scorpion skin. So now it is one. I do find it weird because he seems opposed to adding NPCs from the comments I've seen him leave, and I don't get the logic in that. I get like the NPCs and stuff he had like through game shot codes and whatever else he had access to for 15 years or whatever. I mean, longer than that. I think I know ones I've been under from 2005, so they've been available since the game came out, really. But it's like, if you're working on this project and you're gonna like complete these characters who were NPCs, make them fully playable, wouldn't the costume equivalent of that to be taking advantage of this third alt feature to add stuff like Young Shujinko or Ghost Liu Kang? So I think not capitalizing on that is a miss, because I think that's such an easy and obvious thing to do. But it's fine. I mean, you can just get the Game Shark access, really. But again, it would just be nice to have it in an official way. So that's something I will criticize, just the decision of that. The third costumes themselves are very rad, and I do have to see more, because there's more costumes you can port over. I know Armageddon Sector can be done because, the alt costume, because it's the primary, as his alt. But his alt from Armageddon, I know that can be added because it makes it a separate mod for like Cyber Sub-Zero, and it's a blue version of that costume. I don't know the compatibility of Day Alliance models. Maybe Day Alliance Lime is possible. I couldn't comment on that. And also like Day Alliance Scorpion or whatever. I don't know the compatibility of them. I also don't know if you bring the Armageddon models or what. Again, I don't know how it works, so I'm not going to act like it's an easy poor. I think there's definitely limitations to it, and that's why I've seen some stuff. But costumes like young Shujinko or Ghost Sukan, the only reason they're not here is just due to personal choice, and I think that's a bit dumb. Another thing I've had on top of the third costumes and Blazer's second costume is pressing circle on that screen lets you pick the player 2 colours. You can change the palette. Awesome. That's something I've always wanted to do. There's a lot of very cool player 2 colours, like Shujinko in the white outfit, Dairu's golden, like dark blue palette. That looks sick. The Noob Smoke with the red accents for Noob and the gold ones for Smoke. That is insanely cool colour palettes. And yeah, I could just select them normally now. I mean, there were mods for that, but this is obviously a much better method, and it feels proper. It feels legit because this mod just has so much polish that it really is just, you've got like, it feels like an official add-on to the game. There's really no downside to getting it. So if you do have a laptop computer, you can do modding stuff and you can run Deception. I definitely recommend looking into getting a mod. Again, I'll credit Ermaccer's YouTube channel. You can install guys, find links to stuff through all the descriptions. He has GitHub pages and whatnot. It's a whole thing to go through. It is quite a confusing process if you're new to it. It took me a lot of attempts and quite a few hours to figure it out. But yeah, it's definitely worth trying to get it working, because this is very cool to get all these characters. A lot of which are just brand new, some which are just, your exclusive characters like Shao Kahn and Goro, and they're pretty perfect in this game. And even then, you've got Katana, who just got 2 new moves, Armageddon Teleport and Phantos. Those have been added. That's great. So there's even more going into it than the regular versions. Again, it's just very impressive. It's just very impressive. I think that about covers everything. That the mod does. Chess combat, also compatible. Very fun to do videos on that. When you got this massive roster, there's a lot of chess teams you can do. It's very fun to mess around with this massive roster. 45 characters, 44 if you count Noob and Smoke as one, and there'll at least be separate Noob and Smoke coming. Hopefully more, but I'm not too sure. But it will be exciting to see Noob and Smoke is individually playable, because you can get the Trident and the Yari. You can take those models, turn to, I suppose, Atari's Naginata or Sindel's Kondao. I don't know what the plan for that is. But getting that restored in a sense would be very cool. So yeah, I hope it gets more. I know there's a lot of limitations, like you can't really do more Shokan characters. I mean, you don't have the parts for another freestyle Shokan character that wouldn't just feel like Goro, really. And I imagine adding the Shokan character is just a pain in the ass. Mataro too. I've seen stuff like coming in, it's not going to get added. K-Million, that is. There's a few characters been deconfirmed, right? And I mean, I don't think there will be many more characters anyway. Unless Mesa changes his mind, I don't know. I'm not the man, so I'm just speculating. I suppose other stuff is just, you don't want to do it just because of gameplay reasons. It's just weak styles and whatnot, which I personally don't really care about. you know, I feel like if you got the opportunity to just add this content, you might as well do it, even if it's a weaker character. But I do get in some case. I know you said about Kai. Kai wouldn't really work, and that's just because he doesn't work in 3D MK anyway. You could add the stuff for him, I imagine, but it's not a high priority when his special moves don't work. The handstand thing not happening. I guess there's more the reason to just bring Kai back in a modern MK game officially, because the 3D MK just didn't work out for the poor dude, which is a shame. And I feel like this mod sort of kills Deadly Alliance. I don't really have an incentive to return to that game, at least not at the moment, because there's like 6 characters missing from this game, this mod, that are in Daylights but not UMKD, which is quite funny because it went from there's only 6 characters in Deception from Daylights to there's only 6 not in. So I guess I got to show how much has been added, right? I think I'm missing Movado, which I'd love Movado. I'd love Movado. Get Movado with the Deception version of the hook swords, which are much better than Daylights, and you got free fighting styles for him. That would be very fun. I do want that. Ermaccer, please add Movado. Reptile's also not here, which I kind of want Reptile. I know he did a video on like Nog having the crab style, so I know you can add crab, and I feel like that should be enough of a drive to get great crab in the game. Obviously, there's already Hungar, so I don't know about the Kirahashi, but you could probably get most of the stuff for Reptile in. What was it? Mocap and Kano. They're 2 guys actually NPCs, but they're so NPC that like they're not even like in Conquest or anything. They're tucked deep away into the files. They don't really have game shot codes, really. I've only seen them made available through MKD Hook, which was just the NPC mod before UMKD actually added proper content. So I suppose a complete version of both of them would be cool. But at the same time, it's Kano and Mocap. If you miss out on them, it's okay. I love Mocap though. So I mean, there's a lot of potential characters. Of course, there's limitations. Sometimes that's just not happening, and it's just up to Ermaccer on what he wants to do. But I mean, you fulfilled most of the potential this has anyway. You know, the only thing you can really do more of is just get as close to the Arcane amount as possible. You know, that's sort of it. Like, just the stopping point. If you did just keep going for whatever you can modding, I suppose would just be stopping at when you've literally, there's too many restrictions on what's remaining to add. So yeah, I don't know how much more gets added to the mod, but what we got here is it's very stacked. You know, besides Armageddon, this is the biggest roster for any MK game. And I will treat it as such. I feel like, of course, it's not going to be as accessible as a proper entry due to the modding and whatnot, but it really is that polished, right? And it is complete new content that counts it as its own MK game, I feel. And I already thought Deception was the best MK game. This fucking solidifies it. Absolutely. This is insane. So yeah, this could be the end of the content, right? Like, after smoking new, and like that's plenty. This is already so much. So yeah, I suppose a good time to hop on now, version 7, and it makes some break, because the 1 2 part is got to repeat the process to get the next version to update it, which that's just how it is. Can't really avoid that. That's just how the system goes. So it's probably gonna be rough before you get another version. So you might as well hop on now if you can. So I'll put the credits to it down below. Yeah, this is a very, very cool mod. Dealing with emulating. I believe you can get it running on an actual PS2. I couldn't tell you how, and I don't think version 7 is compatible anyway. So that's a shame. But yeah, it's sick. I don't know how many more times I can say it. It's very cool. It's very cool. Just, I still cannot believe it. But yeah, and Movado, that'd be cool. But yeah, that's got to do it for this video. I think that is literally everything. That is in the mod, and again, there will be at least some more to come. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.